Hey y'all, welcome to Messy Mondays. Woo! I appreciate my co-host for allowing me to take a few minutes to get some substance. I just finished eating, so now I am ready to rock and roll. I really like this episode, so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it, and for once, I am not gonna start with Mia. Okay, all right. So for those who don't know me, I am Avalaura, your host. These are my amazing co-hosts. They're gonna introduce themselves, and we're gonna get into it. And while they're at it, if you're watching us, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, and we want to know how do you feel about this episode too because we're almost at the finale. Next week is the finale. All right.
It's the
So,
last show.
the last
Yes.
one. All right, y'all. Introduce yourselves.
I am Amina S. Carter, your peak performance strategist and co-host with Abel over here.
And I am Philly Lily. I am a behavioral health worker. And go birds. I'm sorry. I had to sneak it in there. My name is Philly Lily. Come on. But yeah, go birds, go Eagles.
We just had that whole conversation. I was hoping to avoid it here. Okay. But apparently that was
We can
not
keep
enough.
on moving.
Right.
Just keep it
All
moving.
right. So, so many feelings about this episode. Okay. I want to start with Kay. Because my man, clinical social worker, and y'all see what's going on in this relationship.
Baby.
I said, oh, see the one that yells the loudest, the one making all the noise. My man. I don't know what kind of social work he's doing, but
I
I
don't
hope he's
either.
not seeing clients because I would not see him after this.
At all.
Yeah.
At all. I
Would not.
I had a visceral response to the way in which he engaged. And it was less of his words and more of his energy.
Yes. Did
Yeah.
I
he
was
look
just
like
like,
he just did not want to be there? He was not comfortable. He didn't want nothing to do with this.
and I think he was also censoring because he was very obviously not trying to engage on camera, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
didn't. And you know what that said to me? Because people who are having normal engagement don't mind. He couldn't blow up and say what he wanted to say. I felt like he wanted to go
Mm.
in at her and he kept and silence can be weaponized. And I felt like he
Mm,
was being quiet while simultaneously like it was dismissive. And then he kept saying,
very.
he kept pushing that at the end of that conversation at the restaurant. I'm not dismissive. I don't dismiss you. I'm absolutely not dismissive. Which also means, sir, you are
You're
dismissive.
dismissive.
Pretty much.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, bruh,
Pretty much.
your very words are dismissive. Like you didn't even validate her. I understand how you feel. I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry. That's what's
That
going on. Let's talk about this. What can I do differently, or how can we? Nothing. Like no tools. He didn't use no tools, y'all. That's not how
No.
social workers are supposed to roll. I'm not gonna say roll because we all different, but he didn't use no tools that we're taught. I was like, he needs his own help right about now because this
okay.
is not it. This is not it.
Eh, But then it makes you wonder, is it one of two things? Okay, the first thing, is it just maybe like, and we've seen this before, is this a made up relationship for the show? And that's why
Mm,
he really don't care. And he like,
mm.
you listen, I'm only gonna do but so much and everything like that with this girl. Or is he on badtherapy.com? Like that's the other thing about it. Cause some people are on badtherapy.com,
Yes, they
and that's
are.
it. So it's like it's one of two things. And I think a lot of times in our field, Evalora, of healers, of people who are doing with behavioral health, we don't have a lot of males in our field, and we
Yeah,
definitely don't have a lot of black males in our field.
it's true.
So when you get into this field and you see a black male, it's like, oh, I'm going to talk to
Yep.
him. Oh, he's the greatest. Oh, he's the second
They
coming,
get paid
and
more
everything.
for the same positions.
Yeah.
They get away with stuff that we can't because they're like a unicorn. Yes.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's him, and everything. I don't know, but it was something really just kind of like yeah, the energy was so sad, and it just was like so like girl, you deserve better than that. And then you see when she sat down for dinner or lunch rather with Gizelle and Karen babied her up like, "Oh, come on," and was giving her a hug and everything cuz it's like what else can you do?
My thing, she was crying. He didn't even comfort her.
At all.
I'm not being
Mm.
dismissive. Bruh, she's crying.
And then he was like, "Oh, you're
So
crying," and
are
she
you
kept
always seeing
apologizing.
tears and you like over it? Like
Hmm.
what's going on here? Okay, but I got something to say about the producers because the shade. Why did they show his feet? Did y'all see that? Like they angled down to his feet and then went up to the table. I said, why are they showing this man's feet?
I
You gotta go
didn't
back.
notice.
They showed
I
his
didn't
feet.
notice the feet. I'm gonna have to watch it again so I can see the
I
toesies.
said, hold up. Let me make sure I saw that. Literally, when they sat down at the table, they showed their feet and then they angled up at them.
Mm, dang.
That's the shade.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I didn't catch that one, but I will definitely watch it again so I can catch it because wow. Well, Ava Laura,
Yeah.
were the feet looking like gargoyle feet? What were
I
the feet looking
mean,
like? Were...
it wasn't for me, but that ain't my man. So there's that.
Not my man. I
Mm-mm.
ain't got to worry
Yeah,
about it, sweetheart.
that was disheartening. But even though it was disheartening, I was glad to see that she had an actual storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that we saw some depth. You know what I mean? I feel like I got
Yeah.
to know a little bit about her now,
Yeah.
like because I didn't know why she was here this season. So, maybe she will teach some women. They will see themselves in her and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. And she has served her purpose on this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Now back to Mia.
Oh, Lord.
I like Ink. I like Ink.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
He actually seems like he has some sense. I mean, I don't know why he's with Mia, but he
Right.
actually seems like he has some sense. I was like,
He,
okay,
he
what
does.
he says makes sense. He's
He
speaking
does.
intelligently. He's
He
checking
does.
her when she's off. Did
He
y'all see how
does.
excited she got? She was like, "Oh, you want to call him? I'll call him." Like,
Yeah.
why are we so excited about this confrontation?
Very, very excited. Too excited.
He's like, no. Like, why are we
She
always talking about him?
she likes, here's what I realized just right now. Not even, I mean, I'm sure it's been playing as a track in the background, but she loves the fact that they are going through all of this stuff for her. She's never felt
Mm.
like validated, a sense of belonging, and they claim that fighting between the two of them for her love and her affection, she gets a rise out of it.
Yeah.
She gets a rise out
Yeah.
of it. And so when he said, let's call Gordon so that Ink can kind of turn up or Gordon can turn up and they can give her the adrenaline rush that she needs to feel like, oh, I got these men like mm, fighting
Yeah.
over me. And that provides some level of something that she gets out of it. So it's
It
interesting.
definitely is. It's that it's a tension. It's interesting. She was actually on Watch What Happens Live last night with
Mm-hmm.
Andy
Mm,
Cohen. Did you guys get a chance to see
I
it?
did not watch it.
So she was on there, and this is her thing. They were asking her about the paternity test. She was like, "Well, I don't know why these ladies are all up in my business. Why are they all up in my business? Honey, you are on a reality show.
Exactly.
Okay? Like you
And
are
you
on a
put it out
show
there.
where the subject of the show is your business and you
you,
got to have business to be on the show, like that's what it is. So it's just like to say why they're all up in your business. And then I think she unfortunately she lies so much she couldn't keep some of her lies straight and everything. Oh girl.
Right. Like even Ink was just like, why is Greg calling me about doing this? And what like it, I'm with you. But why are you here again? Like I was just That's what I couldn't understand. So you have sense. Why are you
It's
here?
right.
What's really going on here?
Really?
Yeah,
They
that made I can see that. Did she have anything else to say besides that? Because that didn't make it. What did Andy say? Because I
Uh,
mean, she's on
Andy
a
was
reality
there.
TV show.
Huh?
I said, yeah, because she's on a reality TV show. So
She's on a reality TV, and it was Andy, and it was Quan from Quad, rather. Sorry, Quad from Married to Medicine, and they were trying to get her to be like honest and direct and everything
oh,
with her answers. It was very hard. She was wiggling all around. They
doing
even
what she
asked
does
her.
best.
Yes, yes, because it was like, okay, are you still together with Ink? And she was like, that Ink is a DJ, or not a DJ, he's a radio personality that
mhm.
has been in the business for over 20 years, and he did not think that this show was the best platform for him.
He was right, but that didn't answer the question.
No. No, not
Period.
at all.
Period.
No. So it's just, yeah. I would recommend if you can check it out on YouTube and you maybe are just popping some popcorn and you just need something to watch while you're doing that, I would say watch it because it is just interesting.
Right.
That's funny.
It's
While my
interesting to
bagel is
see.
in the toaster.
That part.
Yes.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's gonna be. We'll see what happens next week, but it'll be interesting to see how she comes back next season because obviously he's gone, and now what's she gonna have to say about Greg? It's gonna be about. I mean, Greg Gordon. Lord, I went to Nene Links. Greg
I was like, wait a minute.
Gordon.
Hey.
That's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. So the other thing that I found really interesting, and y'all tell me how you feel about this. I told you I like Stacey. I like her little whimsical, you know, very innocent. What's the word? Nature. She's just her. She's a little
Yeah.
awkward,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I like what she did this week at
Yeah.
all.
It was off putting for me.
I had a problem with that. Now, I, and I was trying to remember back, right, to last week, okay, how Karen started the conversation about Mia, because I know, her husband told her that. And obviously she couldn't wait to talk about it. But did she push to talk about it? Or was it like Gizelle, like pushing her to kind of talk about it? You know what I mean? Like it seemed like it wasn't necessarily, I mean, even though she mentioned it all, but it just seemed like they were like really pumping her up to go do it.
Hmm. I think it was kind of both.
It was
It was
both.
like Karen got to the event and she wanted to share this tea with Giselle and then everything. And it was like, if I'm not mistaken, please, I mean, tell me. And it was the kind of thing like, like, oh, this is what's really going on. And Giselle was like, what? But that's not what she's saying. And
Right.
that's why they had the whole meeting
Mm-hmm.
outside. It was like
Yep.
all of them had to have the meeting outside.
Because 1 and 1 was not making the 2.
Yeah. I mean, because I was like, okay, Karen could have done that at another time.
That's true.
Although, I
It
don't
was
know.
weird.
They kind of, that's what they do. You know what I mean? Over dinner, over just inappropriate places.
Yeah,
They be
they
talking
do.
about this stuff. So it's like, that's on brand for the show.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
us normal people, we would
Would
have
not
pulled
have.
them aside. We would have had a separate conversation. But on
Yeah.
these shows, like, everybody needs to be there. Everybody's a part of the fun.
A whole
So
show.
I get where Stacey was coming at there, but I was just like, if that's my friend, then I'm gonna talk to my friend. I'm not gonna be making assumptions about my friend and then taking the other side. I'm gonna be at the very least neutral and talk
Right.
and say, okay, what went on, what happened, instead of just now all of a sudden coming to a conclusion. And I'm like, bro, you getting advice from Mia now? You talking to Mia? Is this true? Like, we don't even know if this is true.
The facts.
I don't know, Stacey. I don't know.
Well, Amina, I want to hear you agree with Avalaura, but I disagree with you guys. So I want to hear what you got to say, Amina, before I say what I would say about it.
About Stacy.
Yeah.
It didn't bode well. On one hand, in the beginning, I was like, okay, I kind of get it when she was kind of like, she was riding hard. And I was just like, I, I it was weird vibes, like I'm just sitting here trying to catch my words. It was weird vibes. I don't know why she felt so convicted specifically.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
I just was like,
Exactly.
what's your dog in the fight here? Like
Exactly.
I don't get it, you know.
Like she
Um,
personally did it to her. I was like, what's she do to
I just don't like when people are isolated. I was like, girl, goodbye.
Um,
Mm. And yeah, I'll let you say why you disagree, and it will probably generate more will come up, but it was just really weird because it's not where she went. It was a very hard pivot, and it
hard?
was just like,
Yes.
eh,
That's why
okay,
it's like no neutral ground. Not let me see what's going on. It's just like,
nothing,
bam, this is it.
straight in, straight
well,
in.
this is the thing of why I disagree. I disagree because of what happened when they went to girlfriend's store for the dresses.
Hmm.
What's girlfriend's name
Okay.
again?
Vivian.
Vivian. When they went to Vivian's store for the dresses and everything. That's why I disagree. Because
But
of
didn't that
how
happen
everything,
after?
huh?
Didn't that happen after?
It did, but it was all of like the same kind of like argument. I think
Hmm.
that I don't know. It's hard to say. It's a TV show. Mia is Mia. Maybe if she was yelling at her and they're in public, I'd be like, well, you ain't got to yell at her that much and everything like that. This is crazy. And I would have probably said that. Okay. But then after that, they go to Vivian's store. And I'm
Hmm.
curious about what y'all think about the thing at Vivian's store. It's like, okay, like, because what Gizelle was talking about at Vivian's store, baby, made no
I
sense
didn't
at
know what
all.
she was talking about.
I'm telling you,
She
and I
was
Honestly.
got a G is for
And
Giselle shirt. I'm
look,
usually on Giselle's side, but it's like, what are you talking about?
and then
That
she got
somebody
up in that confessional and basically said she lied. I was like, I don't understand why she had to lie about the dogs. I don't understand.
she was
What
being,
does
for
it
me, she
mean?
was very clearly being facetious at the store.
I
She was
was
just
like,
being a hole, in my opinion. She was just
yeah,
intentionally,
she's still stuck on the charity event because that was
yeah.
shady.
Because I
That was
was
pure
like, wait.
shade.
She's like, I didn't
Like,
know
who
you
don't
did
like
charity.
charity? Like, come on.
I was like, oh, she's being Shady
Say that
McGrady.
to somebody.
she, she was being completely shady then. But to say to Stacy, like you have to tell Karen that you're going to hang out with your friend Vivian, who was your friend before. Excuse me. I'm like, I would have acted the same way as Stacy. Like, that's stupid. What are you even talking about? And like, I would have been like, why are you even trying me like this? Like, what are you even trying me
Stacey
with
would
this
not do
kind of
that.
stuff? Like, that was so stupid. That was just
Yeah, that
completely
was
dumb.
weird. I didn't, how you don't really know where to put something, you just put it aside. Cause that's what I did with that scene. Like I don't really know what's
Because
going on
what are
here.
we even talking about? Are we
Right. I
pissing
don't
on
know what's
people? Like,
happening. So maybe I
notify
just
her.
needed another scene. I don't know.
I
It's
think,
just
and they framed it the wrong way. I think because you could have said, we know the same person in common, we're in a
Mhm.
common group, right? It seems awkward to not mention that the group is going to our mutual friend's shop.
Okay.
That's a different
Okay.
conversation
Okay.
versus you didn't tell. Like, I don't got to pick up the phone every time I come and see a friend that we both know. What are we pissing on people here now?
Yeah, that
Like, this, we're not property and belonging. Like, I can go and talk to somebody that we both know without you knowing. It does
Yeah.
ring this, and there's something does ring a bell when you realize, okay, we do both know this woman. We're all
Mm-hmm.
going to this store. You know
Mm-hmm.
her, but I didn't mention it to you. So I think the framing just was
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. Yeah. I just did away with it.
Yeah,
And that's why Avalaura was like, it was just stupid. So I just put it
it,
in the stupid
it
place.
was.
Because
It was
I
a
don't have the
dumb
bandwidth for that
conversation,
right now. There was enough craziness going on. If it don't make sense, I'm gonna just put it over there somewhere. Like
and it did not make sense.
yeah, and that's why I was just like, what is that? Like, what is that compared to like, so that happened afterwards, but then you have the other thing that happened. And I'm like, is this
yeah.
like it kind of changed some of my thoughts about it because I'm like, is all of this just crazy nonsense just happening? Like, come on. Like what is going on right now? And I also too, I do empathize with Karen a lot. I mean, we'll see her and Ray going to court, and we all
Mm-hmm.
know what happened at court. So maybe she is at a all-time high with tensions and loyalty and everything like that.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it brought Stacy to the point of, as Candy Burris used to say here for the Atlanta Housewives, it brought Stacy to the point of Mad Day. And so what happens on Mad Day? Mad Day is when you tell all your friends' business, and we see that's what she did when she met up with
Right at the
Mia.
end, girl, the tea. Mm. Now, if Mia had said it, I'd have been like, whatever. But Stacey said, I was like, dang, is this true? Did she say that?
Baby.
And why they so shady? They showed that at the same time Wendy is hyping her up. They gonna show Stacey.
Baby, they edited the mess
Yeah.
out of that one, okay?
Now that one was masterful. Okay,
Yeah.
that was masterful. Cause
It
Wendy
was.
over here, like, yeah, me and Karen.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Stacey over here, girl,
Lambasting your
Karen
name.
told
Yes.
me, don't talk to Wendy, cause I was like, ooh.
It's all gonna come
Yeah.
out in the wash. We're gonna
I
see.
was about to say, what y'all think Karen gonna do when she find out? Cause she gonna find out, cause Mia gonna say something.
Well,
I mean, I think Karen's gonna be like, she didn't say it. I'm going, like I know Karen Huger, she's gonna say she didn't say it. And the interesting thing, I don't know if you guys have been hearing this rumor swirl, but they said that Karen's not coming back to the Housewives.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. I still think it didn't. The source did not look credible.
and the
Okay.
letter did not, that letter that I sent you,
Yeah, I was like, this don't look right.
Okay.
So I
okay.
don't. I haven't. I haven't seen any credible news source say it.
Okay.
Right.
It was like floating around online, but
It would have,
yeah,
if she was actually the source, I think it would have been a bigger news story.
Mhm.
agree, agree. I mean, we'll find out but we talked about that last week because
Mm-hmm.
that would definitely change the dynamics of the show for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But after all of that, I'm not. I don't know if I could rock with Stacey anymore. Because even if she's mad, you don't go telling your friends business. That you just don't. Now, what happens when you're not mad at her anymore?
You
Like,
know,
how you gonna salvage this relationship?
and like I
Yeah.
said, I don't know if it was Mad Day. I don't know if it was contract renewal day. That's another, like it's like,
Fight
okay,
for your,
but you got, I don't know, but it was a day where she decided to sit down and her and Mia became BFFs, and she decided to tell all this business.
Yeah, that was Stacey. That was low. And then same episode, now she back and friends with Ashley. I was like, I thought you didn't like Ashley anymore. Like, what's really going on? Remember, because she started out, her and Ashley were cool. Then she got mad at Ashley because she felt like Ashley told her business
oh,
about
that's right.
what's his name,
That's
TJ.
right.
Even
About
though
the,
she was
right.
telling her own business,
Right.
and now she cool with Ashley again. I was like, you know what? I'm confused.
I want to see this fashion show next week with the doggies. Um,
Oh,
the preview looks scandalous.
it looks
You
hilarious.
know, and I have to say, I had a feeling what happened from the preview. I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, that the doggy is like, if the doggy is not really properly house trained or nervous, doggy is fitting to ruin your whole fashion show.
Can y'all tell me what this is about? Because I don't know. I saw it, but I don't even know what it's about. Like I thought he was willing to do a charity event, but I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I don't know if it is
Oh,
the
nobody
charity
knows.
event so that you see the dogs and you say, okay, I
Strut.
want to adopt this dog, or
Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Like,
So
is it
so they're
adopting the
basically, it's
dog?
called strut for pups or something, and it is to place unhoused dogs or something.
Okay. I was like, what is this for? Okay, got
She's
it.
been doing this for a while, she
Why
said.
we
I
gotta
think.
dress up for that though? But okay. Like, why I gotta do all that?
Child.
I
All
want to
right.
know if in the past fashion shows has the dog got nervous and went to bathroom in the in the facility, like, and then
Girl,
you know, because it's a
she ain't done
dog,
this
like I.
before.
But why
Cause
are
there's no
people
way.
running? It was so over exaggerated. I mean, what is it? The poop is stationary. It's not running after you.
Maybe the dogs were running after him.
Maybe. They probably scared them poor dogs so bad. It's too many people. The dogs are overstimulated.
Or you know, black folks, maybe one person started running, then everybody started running.
Yes, yes, and
Yes.
You don't
you
even
see
know
how
what's going
Karen is
on. You
running.
just run.
Running
We
after
just
Wendy.
yes, like you see Karen. Well, Karen is running with her shoes on and her dress. She's just like she is trying to get out of there.
It's crazy. Ain't running.
I don't know. I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be hilarious.
It is going to be hilarious.
I won't. It's got to be next week, or I'm just not on it. You know, but they hopefully
Oh,
they
right,
just say
right, right.
that's for last episode. Yeah.
Last epi.
Oh my God. Oh, now Miss Ashley.
Oh, child.
Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley. Oh, to be young again.
If there was a picture next to the term too much, it's like, sis, it's a lot. It's doing a little too much. Just a lot of too much. It's just my personal opinion. I'm just
Well,
like, girl,
I think everybody at home. Did you see her uncle's face?
he was so embarrassed. He tried. Who wants to go and see their niece
I
unveil
couldn't
their
tell if people
tatas
were
with
being
pasty?
genuine or not. You know what I mean? They were like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Is that a oh my god, oh my god?" Or it's like, "Oh
No,
my god, look at her!"
no,
You
they
know,
were not impressed. They were, oh my goshing.
because the housewives were.
Child, then the same housewives was at that outside show listening to her to hit every bad note there was on the
Mm,
scale.
yeah,
So
I remember
they
that.
love to watch Ashley.
this is true.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say
I will
gone, but
say it was surprising. I didn't expect it. She definitely got me. Didn't see that coming.
that girl
I,
is a wild one.
I she's wild. She's wild. I mean, that's the thing about it. I was just like, this whole thing, the whole thing was wild. I think it just added to her kind of like storyline this season of like a free, liberated, divorced mom who is doing all this stuff.
Not
And,
divorced
you know,
yet. They talking about that. Not quite yet.
They not.
But
not
yeah,
quite
I see
yet.
what you're saying. But why invite Josh?
Because he ain't doing nothing better. I mean, you know, like he just, he is her boyfriend for this season. So he's just like, all right, I'll come. Sure. Why not?
And she likes a show.
She needs to be with a younger dude.
She likes a show.
She
She needs
definitely,
somebody.
I'm glad she had fun. She living
Yeah,
her
I'm not
life.
gonna yuck your right. I was like, I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
She
It's
is
just
living her life. I
fact.
don't know what the purpose of it was, but I'm glad she enjoyed herself.
She did. She did. I mean, but her words were she needed to do something to, was it to mark her bisexuality? What did she say?
I
I just
think
felt like I
so.
needed
Yeah.
to do something that showed my, my sides. And I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, did it work?
I think she needed to do something to secure her contract back on this show again. Because I'm telling you, that's what I was. Otherwise, this we haven't seen the ex-husband. We barely seen the
I wish she had
kids.
talked more about that. Now, and
He
maybe
ain't
she did
coming
because
back.
there's, well, not that, but they're still going through the divorce. But just that
Mm-hmm.
process, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate Stacey on, was that last week or the week before, when she was talking about her process, and then
Yeah.
um and we had a whole conversation around that. Like, these are things women, especially women who have money or coming into money or establish or what have you, like, they need to know these things. Like, let's talk about this divorce process. Like, what's really going on? What's the holdup? Why the papers haven't been signed yet?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Right? What did I just see? Oh, so I just watched Wags to Riches um on Netflix.
Yes,
It was
I
a
see
hot
it.
mess. Hot mess.
Yeah.
But the part that I did appreciate was Chad Ochocinco and his fiance. Well, and now they done broke up. But Sherelle talking about the whole prenup process.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And it was, when I saw that, I said, oh, they're not going to get married. And sure enough, I Googled, they did not get married. Because they weren't even on the same page. She's asking for $3 million. I don't even know if he had $3 million. It sounds like she making more money than him. How you asking him for money? So you trying to get a prenup, and then she's trying to get a piece of his podcast. He probably like, this is all the money I got. Like, I was like, he is not giving up the podcast. Like, come on, sis. So
No, all the
it
money
was
I
very
got.
interesting. I was like, I want to see this stuff. So I wish she had talked more about the divorce process, like what's really going on. Why haven't they signed the papers yet? What is she holding out for? What is he holding out for? Like, I want the tea.
Right.
I think well, what she said though is that he wants her to sign some kind of Michael wants Ashley to sign some kind of confidentiality agreement, and I think that's where they're having a stumbling block. And you
Mm.
wonder, like, what kind of
Wasn't it already
confidentiality
on
agreement?
TV? What the hell else did he do? But wait, there's more.
That part.
Well, alrighty then.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Now I want to know what in the world is the confidentiality part, and just sign it. Like, I mean, get your money. Like, what's going on? And then
Well,
she talking about the public divorce and but,
Spicy versus, what is
right.
she?
yeah.
I said no, and Ashley, she might put all the business out there, and I don't know if that's the
Oh,
move.
she will.
That's not the move.
She
Well, what do you guys
absolutely
think though
will.
about her advice that she's been given to, young Stacy?
Well, she was. We all in agreement. So we talked about that last week. So Stacy got this martyrdom complex. She's like, oh, that's why I'm waiving my my rights to child support. She ain't tell her she waived her rights to alimony. And yeah, even Ashley was like, why? Like, that don't make no sense.
And everybody's trying to tell you, sis, don't do that. Don't do that.
E-
Listen, these
Even
are
her
the
lawyer.
lessons. Everybody, the women watching this, these are the lessons you learn. Okay. You can take all that, leave all that other stuff, but this stuff right here, this is what you learn. Okay. Yeah. Why would you do that? Like, ask for it all, get it all. Let the courts
Mm,
tell you you can't have it.
period.
So I don't know. It's the more she talks about it, the more it's not making sense.
She is a person that does not like conflict. And so she is being very avoidant. She does not want him to get upset. And I'm going to tell you something. Her demeanor to me is that of a man. This man don't want to be on the camera, but is that of a man who was very controlling, very much, you know, She was very much the yes wife,
Mm-hmm.
and the don't shake the table when things ain't going right. You just suck salt and keep it pushing. And
Mm.
she's just trying to stay on the right side and keep the table smooth. I mean, that man gonna flip the table on her. Arabella, whatever.
Her daughter is beautiful, by the way, though. Oh, she's
Oh,
so
Yeah.
absolutely. No,
gorgeous. She is
absolutely.
precious.
She really is. But them men, they once you out, they ruthless.
I mean,
Gonna protect your neck.
for her to go with somebody like TJ, I just know there was all kind of problems in that relationship. I don't know what they were, but I know there had to be because there's no way that that's going to be the rebound. Like you just not. No,
Because
no.
he's this, but I promise you, I'd be willing to bet money that the husband and TJ are two sides of the same coin. It's the same
Probably,
guy.
Mm,
probably. This is
Same
true.
guy.
This is true.
yeah. Probably somebody who is kind of not really nice to her. Probably somebody who is just
Insensitive.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, says
yeah.
all kind of stuff to her, accuses her, always makes her be on the defense. Yeah. Oh, by the way, too. Okay, so Ava Laura, so next week is going to be our last week.
Next week is the finale. However, I mean, they about to have the reunions after that.
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to figure out when are we going to all come on Bonnet Day?
Oh, she's
Remember
still
we
trying to
said
do
we
the
was going to
bonnet.
have Bonnet Day in honor
She's
of
still trying to
TJ.
do the
How
TJ bonnets.
Oh, I
TJ had on that
forgot.
bonnet when he was making the pizza. When are we
Girl.
going to are we going to have Bonnet Day be like when the first reunion episode, is that going to be Bonnet Day? When are we going to do Bonnet Day?
Um,
I mean, what you
Ava
think?
Lord. Ava Lord.
I mean, I already have my bonnet.
That's not a bonnet. That is not a bonnet. We know this is not a bonnet.
I
Yeah,
can put
come
the
on here
bonnet
with
on
your
top of the head wrap.
good
Um,
God. You tell me I'll show up with my bonnet on.
I got
as
my
long
little
as it don't
turban,
have to
but
be like the whole episode. I need to touch the bonnet out first to see how it looks.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay. You need to do like what
Oh
is it, market
Lord.
research with the
I
bonnet,
need to do a
and then
prequel first. Like, I need to see how I'm looking in this
What
bonnet.
is given? Yes.
Yes, but not next week.
okay,
Okay.
Not next week.
yeah, because
So it
that's
would
what I
have to
just.
be the reunion. Is it one or two shows for the reunion? Because they be doing 2, 3, 4, 10.
Do they tell us in advance? I never
I
know
don't
until it
know.
comes.
I guess they'll tell us the first day. It's gotten so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, it's gonna have to be for the reunion, but I need to test out first.
All right,
Let
well,
me do
you
my bonnet test.
please do your market research and come back to us and let us know. You know, but I am in honor of TJ wearing that bonnet when he made that giant pizza. Because
Look, they
he got that
probably
pizza from
gonna
the
show
giant.
it in the reunion. You know they gonna show
Oh,
that scene. They probably gonna go back
Yes.
to that. It was so ridiculous.
yes.
So ridiculous. I was glad I didn't have to see him this week. Um, what else happened? Was that it?
Wendy is going to the White House. Happy
Wendy.
Eddie told Wendy that she is going on down to the White House, which I
Yes.
think is just really a wonderful thing. She's going to interview the press secretary there. I didn't know that she still had her online show
I didn't know she
and
had a
everything.
show either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I saw something about it and everything, but I think that this is great. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, Amina, I keep saying it, talking, and it looks like you were going to say something.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I was just saying, yeah, no, I remember when she launched the show, but they've not shown her do any recordings since that initial launch
What was it
of the.
on? What platform?
Oh, she's doing it online, so I don't know if it's a. I don't know, but she had April Ryan. She had
Oh,
names on the show. I
okay.
mean, and her being in the political arena, she definitely had that
Mhm.
network to be able to tap on them. Um, being that she was a correspondent, but yeah, I don't know where it airs at all. I don't find personally. It's just me. I don't find Wendy engaging as a host. So I didn't no, I was not trying to, I swear to God I wasn't trying to
Honestly,
be
I
funny.
can see that.
She
I
mm,
can,
Yeah.
honestly, and not to say that you need, because I'm not like this, but you need
yeah.
like an athlete or something. You need a personality.
Y- Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah.
true.
So
It didn't bring me in um to, but I'm also clearly not the target audience. And I got to tell people that it's not even shady. It just is, there are some people who do certain things. I'm not your demographic.
yeah, I didn't. So it's a political show.
No, this was just
Okay.
her chatting, and it's basically a lifestyle. I feel like it's more, she wanted to have topics of conversation that were engaging and bring on guests that would also, bring the audience in.
Hmm.
So, kind of have some well connected, good names so that
Okay.
she can push herself along. And I love it. I love the
Okay.
ideas. Do your thing. Figure, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And I think that's the thing.
That's what it
It's so
seems like.
Oh, and it may even be the kind of thing where, a lot of like these Bravo celebrities, they have like pilot shows. And
yeah.
Hmm.
it's like, so they do this pilot show hoping that it'll get picked up by another network or something else, Peacock or even Bravo and everything. So maybe that's what it was. But I mean, I laugh,
Hmm.
but you're kind of right. Like, I don't find her to be very engaging either in that way. Like, like just that, yeah, I don't. You're right. I never thought about it.
I think there's a difference between being a guest and coming to speak specifically on a particular issue, and then having the capacity to be an interviewer, to host and have the kind of questions that
Listen,
are going to
it's a
hit and
skill.
kind of keep the telling you, got to
I
be
have
on.
had amazing interviews. I have had no name people ask me some of the greatest questions. And I was like, all the interviews
Mhm.
I've done, nobody has ever asked me this before. And really got to the heart of a matter that I never would have. And the same
Mm,
thing for me on my podcast. Like we've had people and we never thought the direction was gonna go there. And
yeah.
one question opened it all up, and it was like,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
And not everybody can
Mhm.
do that.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yes. This. Yep. Leave it there. Yep.
So
Right.
I can see that. I can see what you're saying too, Lily. Like I thought I don't know if I could see a talk show on Bravo though, but I would think that if you were doing something like that, kind of how like they get the spin-off reality shows. Like,
Mhm.
why wouldn't they do something like that? If she's already on the network, then yeah, let's do this show. Maybe they didn't think that would get enough ratings. They like the messy. I don't know.
A couple years ago, Candy Barris had her show on her network and on YouTube called Candy Coated
Candy
Nights.
coated
Coated
That's right.
nights.
She
Nights.
did. And she used to talk about it, reference it on the show.
Yes,
And
yes.
see,
Yeah.
go ahead, Lily.
And
Go
they had a
ahead.
couple of episodes of it actually on Bravo one time. I remember that they
They
had her
did.
do Candy Coated Nights on Bravo and everything. So, you look
Yeah,
at that,
that's
but
true.
Candy got a little bit of a different, more engagement with her. She's warm, she's
She's
kind of
candy.
down home, and
Yeah.
and everything, and
And she
but
was also doing racy content.
yeah,
I was
racy,
about to say that
yeah,
is
yeah.
her. Look, and she was selling her products, okay? Because people still selling the candy. They still selling the bedroom candy.
Let me tell you, one
Listen,
thing Candy know how to do, honey, is get a coin.
like, can she teach a course? Cause Candy,
Sister will flip
can
it
you
back.
be my mentor? Cause let me tell you, Candy know what the hell she doing.
She got a formula, but she also built early. I think there are a lot of different
Yeah.
elements that come together. Her writing early afforded her the luxury and the probably the ability financially to take some chances that the layperson couldn't necessarily do, and sustain the hit of failure. Like we can't just go out here and start opening restaurants that ain't going. You just like, wait a
Right.
minute.
Right.
Well, you see what
So
happened to Peter. like Peter, Cynthia's ex-husband, he tried to
You
have these
see what
different
happened to
restaurants.
Kevin Hart? Like Kevin Hart, he closed all his restaurants down.
Oh, I didn't know Kevin even. Oh, I'm a bad
Yes,
Philadelphian. Oh,
he
I'm a
had
bad. I didn't know
vegan and
Kevin had no
vegan,
restaurants.
vegetarian restaurants, and I heard the food was good. He closed them all down. I think it was 2 years.
Wow.
I
Gone.
just
That's
heard about it. I knew nothing about it.
I didn't know he had that. I mean, now I knew that Dr. Heavenly had the beauty supply, and Dr. Heavenly Beauty Supply has closed down because she said it just wasn't worth it and everything like that. But yeah, no, these celebrities with their business ventures, you know,
yeah,
dollars make sense, and you got to look at it that way.
That's what
absolutely.
these shows are for. They are literally set up to engage, but for the person who signs on, everybody has a business. Everybody has something they're trying to launch. Not one person didn't have a business. Never does. Every single one of them do something.
I
Yeah,
mean, why can't somebody just be a school teacher?
yeah, yeah.
There wouldn't be no housewife.
What? Oh, they can't work in the post office.
Mm-mm.
At Target, you know, something like that. They just got a
Ooh.
little red shirt on,
Oh
you
Lord,
know,
not
like.
Target. Don't mention Target. Okay.
Well, what is
Don't.
going on, Ava Laura? I saw. Is this? Can we
Uh,
talk about that here? What is going on with Target and Tabitha Brown? I didn't
I'm
have a
tired of
chance to
black
look
people
at.
right now. Like, look,
Okay.
can we all just get along? Can we all just get along? Here's
People
my
don't.
thing, and these shows don't teach this. Let me be very clear. We have to learn how to disagree nicely,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? I know we are in shade culture. Like, it's cool to be
Mm-hmm.
sarcastic, it's cool to be snarky and all of that, but we got to learn how to talk to each other and have conflict without being mean and hating on everybody and like literally like, listen, I'm done with you too now. Like, you're canceled because I don't agree with you.
Right.
We got to stop that.
I
So
agree.
really what's going on, you know what Target did?
No.
Oh, you know the whole DEI thing. Target,
Yes.
every most business, and we're gonna see a lot more businesses down the pike. Sadly, it's just gonna happen. But because of the Orange One's orders, it is not cool or cute to have DEI programs anymore. You got to be like a die hard, like really love us and care. And I shouldn't even say us, white women, because they're the ones getting all the money. But anyway, you got to really love DEI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really believe in it at this point to still support it because this administration is making it very difficult for companies and organizations to do that. So Target
Mm-hmm.
is the latest in a long line, I'm sure, to come, who have done away with their programs and in particular done away with having Black businesses on their shelves. And Target was doing a phenomenal job. I'm gonna give props where props is due.
They really
Target
were.
had us all up and down in that store. I
Mm-hmm.
like going to Target and seeing all the brands. Okay, they had them all. And Tabitha Brown being the biggest one, I think she had clothes there. I don't know if she had her seasonings
Her
there.
and Melissa are the two biggest ones.
Melissa too.
Melissa
Okay,
from the
yeah,
Lip
because
Bar.
Lip
Yeah.
Bar. So she talked about it too. Now I
Yeah.
always bought Lip Bar on their website. I never
Mm-hmm.
bought them at Target anyway.
Me
I found
too.
them before Target, so I always supported them. But I think the difference with Lip Bar, I think they already had their website and everything set up.
Right.
Tabitha
Tabitha
doesn't
launched
have
in
all of
Target.
that.
Right.
So she only went to retail. So all of her stuff is everywhere. So essentially what's going on, because they're doing away with all, Black owned businesses, brands, the powers that be, I don't know who, because hell, we ain't unified. Black folks. It's like we gotta boycott Target. Right? Now, Auntie Tab came on and said, look at here. You can boycott Target if you want. But there are many Black owned brands like myself who are under contract that if you do that, you are also hurting us, not to mention employees, this, that, and the other. So it's a domino effect, right? You're not just hurting Target, you're hurting everybody else. And and if you know anything about retail, I know, I used to watch Shark Tank. Retail, when they got the contracts, money that they have to give back, all kinds of stuff. Like it's not a game being in retail. It's a whole thing. People work
Right.
their whole lives to get in retail. And when you
Mm-hmm.
do, you have to have funding to cover it, because if things go down, you're required to pay money.
Right.
So essentially, she's saying that it's going to be bad for their businesses if we boycott Target. So now you got folks out there trying to cancel Tab and saying she's a sellout and this, that, and the other. And she only cares about herself and she cares about her money. And I'm like, but what about everybody else? It's not just her. Now there is the condom company B Condoms. I did see on there. I follow them on IG. They did say that they got word from Target that their last day on the shelves is going to be in April. So yes. So I don't know how Target is handling this. It seems to be a very individual business thing. I'm not really sure. But my thing is, it's different when you're a business owner. It hits different. I
Mm.
understand where Tab is coming from. You worked hard to get here. There are consequences if you don't stay here. And now my whole base is talking about leaving. Like, she is not a sellout. That's called business.
It
And if
is.
you really want to do good business, one, let's think about the long-term plan. Let's have a strategy. Let's not act on emotions and adrenaline. Like, y'all
Yeah.
just mad. Y'all just want to do something. But doing something not strategically is worse than just sitting there and pausing and saying, let's figure this out and do it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Whew.
We don't
I
agree
had-
on nothing. Everybody's back and forth. Meanwhile, nothing's happening. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea all this was happening at all. I like Miss Tabitha Brown. She is my favorite. I can't even say her auntie because we're like really almost the
We're
same
the
age.
same
So,
age, right? Like, remember when
like
we
you
thought
know,
she was
like
older than us?
really,
We thought she was older. We're like, wait, she's our age.
she's
Yeah.
like really pretty much around that
Yeah.
age too. Like she's like my friend, my cousin, big cousin. And so yeah, like but I think that this we're only 2 weeks into this, and I think it's kind of like we got to figure out what's really going on before we start running around here and like they say, cut off your nose to spite your face. So
And that's what
Absolutely.
we're
yeah.
doing. That
Yep.
is what we're doing. So,
Okay.
and so I started the conversation on my Facebook page. So if y'all follow me, you can go on Facebook, you can see all the various opinions. Okay. We would love to hear from you on here. Like, what do you all think? Um, I know there's not going to be 100% agreement, right? We're people, we're not monolithic, right? Everybody has their own agendas. I just want us to, at least as much as we can, try to get on the same page and work together as a community, because that's the only way that we're going to win. Because right now, all this infighting is not serving anybody. We just look crazy right now.
And this is always how you get infiltrated. Or
Mhm.
that, it's just easy for people who are not aware to really fall by the wayside because you don't understand history because it's literally trying to repeat itself. And the key is to, when you know better, you do better. You
That's
know,
it.
we have also evolved. I understand certain things, went down back in the civil rights era, but we got a whole new breed of people. It ain't gonna go down the same way.
It's not the same.
Mhm.
It's not. And in real talk, and again, that's why I said go on my timeline and check it out if you're interested.
Hmm.
Because, one person even said, like, I support anybody and everybody who wants to do a boycott, but I ain't set up for that right now. Like, I'm just not,
Mm.
I got enough on my plate. I'm not trying to deal with that. And I'm glad she's honest, because there's
Yeah,
a whole lot of people I know who feel that same way, who'll be like, oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'll boycott, and they ain't doing jack shit. And then you're like, well, dang, why is this not working? Because they ain't boycotting, they up in Target. I just saw them yesterday. And that's what's going to happen.
And somebody posted, "Are you boycotting your job? Are you boycotting your this and that?" That ain't what we talking about. We're talking about businesses that we patronize en masse. Like, these people are making money hand over foot. We wore Target out when Tabitha
Yeah.
hit. Wore
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah.
They made so much. And so, I do think that there's a part of the conversation that Tabitha didn't hit on. I think that two things can be true at the same time. It wasn't enough outrage for me as a Black woman and who made the predominantly put you in position, because it's
Mm,
Black women that was out here running these stores down to buy every item of clothing,
yep,
every pot,
it's
every
true.
pan, every popcorn,
True.
everything. It was us. And so to not respond at any way with some, you know, like as a Black woman and them telling you that they don't want your Black dollars, which also they don't want your Black products on their shelves. So, two things can be true at the same time.
Absolutely. And I think it is, you know, there's a lot of different lot of different things to it. And
Yep.
ultimately, you
Hmm.
know, regardless of wherever you are in your business, if you're in business or not, I think the lesson is, you know, again, like I said, Melissa with Lip Bar, they got their website. They've been running that joint this whole time they've been in Target.
Hmm.
I'm
She
still
has.
on their mailing list, okay?
And
They
I,
still
yep,
been doing their thing. That's what needs to happen. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all
yep,
your money in one
Hmm.
pot. You got to diversify. And ultimately, what's happening to Tabitha is that she doesn't have anything. She has no e-commerce whatsoever. And in this whole time, she could have built that. She
that's what
really
she
could
should have
have.
Hmm.
done. I don't know why
She
she,
really
and
could have.
maybe, but they might have had her in some type of captive thing. We don't know what she signed.
That might be the case because I think the seasons are with McCormick. I don't know what's going on there because I
Right,
haven't seen the season
Yeah.
in a while. It was like that
right.
big push in the beginning, and then I don't know what happened. But it's like her stuff is kind of everywhere. And she really, you know, listen, she need to have her own stuff up there. And I know it's a lot of work because now you got a fulfillment and all of that. I get it, but
Yeah.
listen, sometimes that's just what we got to do. We got to control our own futures.
And this is
Absolutely.
showing you.
Well, and then, well, speaking of controlling our own futures, ladies, I am going to have to bow out and everything like that for the evening. But I think we got a lot covered. I
Thank
think,
you.
that we brought a lot into the conversation. I like even how the conversation ended. It wasn't necessarily for me about Real Housewives of Potomac, but it's really still about Black women's issues.
I mean, it's stuff
Yeah.
that's important for us by us.
Yes,
So yes.
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Agreed.
absolutely. Absolutely. But
Yes.
I will be here next Monday to check you both out.
Yes, the finale, y'all. The finale. Here's to seeing my face on the big screen next week.
We
Yes,
got to.
we got to.
I'll see y'all next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Messy Mondays. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See
Good
ya.
night.
Bye.